Jesse Waters said Kamala complains about her own border policies. And that is true. She created this crisis. Her and Biden created this crisis, and we expect them to be the ones to come in and fix this. Like I said earlier, wow, I've done a lot of border videos today for some reason. A lot of border news has been coming up on my radar, probably because it's probably the number 2 issue in this country. It's number 1, economy. Number 2 is immigration, illegal immigration in particular. So we're gonna play this clip with Jesse Waters and get his take on it, because it is funny. It is funny that she says, "Oh yeah, the border is a problem. They've been ignoring it for the most part of the 4 years they've been in office, and now that it's been hitting fever pitch, it's an issue of their, but it's their own creation." So again, we're gonna play this clip, but before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me on those platforms as well, where I'm very, very active. All right, so let's get into this news. Let's get right to this clip. Here we go.
So that was Kamala Harris's big Border Patrol speech, and it was probably one of the more ridiculous speeches we've ever heard from any politician, and that includes Kamala Harris. She said she takes border security very seriously.
She had the audacity to say that when we know it's their policies that this is why it's happening. They literally have open border policies. On the day one, the very first day, one of the first things that President Biden did was go in and got rid of Trump's executive orders that was protecting our borders on day one. Now, all of a sudden, they care about protecting the borders, right? We're supposed to believe that, right?
That's a lie. She's been in power almost 4 years. She doesn't take it seriously at all. This is the first time she's ever been to the border. She says we must reform our immigration system. Well, the Democrats had the White House, the Congress, and the Senate for the first 2 years. They never touched it. They did Green New Deal stuff instead.
But they do be talking about the so-called border bill that they put forth that didn't actually address the issue, which is coming into this border illegally, and they allowed up to, what was it, 2,500 or I can't remember. I think it was 2,500 illegal aliens to come in per day. So it really wasn't a border protection bill, but yet the Republicans had one that they put forth years ago prior, and the Democrats were against it. They never talk about the Republicans' border protection plan that the Democrats didn't want, that actually protected the borders. They ignore that bill.
She praised the Border Patrol. The Border Patrol hates Kamala Harris. They've endorsed Donald Trump. They've just called her a failure.
Fact.
She says we need more Border Patrol agents. More Border Patrol agents don't matter if all they're going to do is process more illegal aliens into the country.
Right. It's not. I mean, we do need more Border Patrol agents, but for what though? They're not sending them back. They're not telling them, hey, you can't come across the border. They're doing the opposite. They're saying, come on in. So we're having more border agents to allow what? More of them to come in?
This bipartisan bill she keeps clamoring about that she's going to sign now, that was just a ruse designed to fail by failed politicians in order to blame Trump for their inaction. It didn't do anything.
Yeah, it was not. It didn't actually do anything to protect the border. That's the thing. It wasn't meant to protect the border. It's a fake. It's just like the Patriot Act, which was actually unpatriotic. They say these things. They tell you, oh, it's for this thing, but it really does the exact opposite of what they claim it is there to do. Just because they say, oh, this is a border protection bill, doesn't mean that the bill actually protects the border. Oh my God, that's how they get you every time.
Aliens into the country. This bipartisan bill she keeps clamoring about that she's going to sign now, that was just a ruse designed to fail by failed politicians in order to blame Trump for their inaction. It didn't do anything to secure the border. It didn't end catch and release, and it didn't deport a single person. She says she's tough on cartels. How? Give me one example. How were you tough on cartels? The cartels.
Yeah, she says she's a prosecutor. We can't find any type of transcripts or anything to show that she actually prosecuted anyone. But yet she talks about how tough she is, and she actually prosecuted the drug cartel. Where's the evidence? We see absolutely no evidence of any of her prosecutions.
Have made more money over the last. Didn't do anything to secure the border. It didn't end catch and release, and it didn't deport a single person. She says she's tough on cartels. How? Give me one example. How were you tough on cartels? The cartels have made more money over the last 4 years than they've ever made in the history of their organizations. Facts. She says she's tough on cartels and drugs as AG in California. Drug activity and gang activity in California under her leadership as AG exploded. Right. She says she's for common sense approaches, but she's against the wall. Right. Okay. She says she wants an orderly and secure process. Anybody who just read the last report that said she let 500,000 criminals into the country knows that's not orderly and secure. Mm-hmm. Fentanyl went up every single year in the United States under Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. She says she's going to get tough and cut a deal with China because they're exporting all of those precursor chemicals to the cartels that gets manufactured. Biden already claimed he got a deal with China last year. Remember the big fentanyl deal? It never happened. Fentanyl kept coming. She said that her highest priority is to protect the lives of the American people. She never said Laken Riley's name. Nope. All these people that have been victims of migrants, she's never even called them. So that's another lie. And then at the end, she ends up and says, we're going to give illegal citizenship.
Right. Yeah, that's the main thing they want to do is give illegal citizenship. I mean, she's a walking hypocrisy. It's crazy. Again, I don't understand how anyone support any of these policies. Shout out to Liberty Daily for posting this. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.